Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look today at some news on the NHL as we've gotten some updates on the salary cap for next season, and we also got an interesting thought on the draft and the situation with the NHL Central Registry in terms of how they put together trades so we don't see that Evgeny Dadonov situation happen again. So we're going to go over all of that today. So let's start off from the report from Frank Saravelli. Bill Daly says the NHL is drafting an agreement with the NHLPA to create a database between Central Registry and the NHLPA for no trade lists to be filed to avoid situations like Evgeny Dadonov had to go through 2 weeks ago. You know, what's funny is this is something that I don't understand why it wasn't already in place. This just shows you, like even the way the NHL Central Registry works. We're talking, like, even on deadline day, they're, like, faxing the trades. It's like, who does that anymore? It's just so, like, what time frame is the NHL in? Like, they are just so behind, and it's just so embarrassing when this kind of stuff happens. I mean, at least they're fixing the issue, but it's just like, it's taken this long to get that, like, through. I don't know. I guess they use cap friendly, and they just assume that's how everything's done. I don't know. And nothing against cap friendly, but I mean, the fact the NHL doesn't have their own thing for, like, no trades and no movement clauses and all of that, like, it just blows my mind, quite frankly. But that's nor here or there. So this kind of leads us to the other thing, which is the more, it's also positive news here. And that is the salary cap for next season. So all my teams out there, Vegas, Toronto, Colorado, Florida, all of those cap constrained teams, you have some good news. The salary cap will go up next season. Now, remember the 4-year plan, well, what was it, a 5-year plan? That the NHL would not be moving the salary cap, obviously because of COVID, since 2019. This has been for the last really couple years. It's the flat cap era where NHL contracts continue to be made, they cost more money, but the salary cap isn't increasing while those players' contracts go up. And that's known as the flat cap era. And it's actually created more parity in the league. And it's allowed teams like Colorado to get a shitload of draft picks because teams kind of had the idea the salary would continue to go up, and it hasn't. And it's kind of forced teams to kind of finagle the salary cap a little bit. So the NHL, going into next season, the NHL has officially informed the league's general managers that the salary will go up by $1 million. It's currently $81.5 million. It will be going up to $82.5 million for the 2022-23 NHL season. This has been expected since last year's financial projections back in August of 2021. So good news for the NHL. We're seeing the salary cap go up $1 million. Again, it's a good start. It's a good start. The problem is the NHL, once they got this new deal with ESPN and the streaming services, the expectation was that the salary cap would be going up exponentially. And the only problem is COVID happened, right? So that kind of affected how the NHL was able to deploy their finances, and it really almost set them back. So we're kind of seeing things kind of get smoothed over with COVID. They have full attendance to practically all arenas, including the Canadian teams, which is huge, especially up in Toronto and Montreal. And that was from David Pagnotta. So that's kind of the update in that regard. So good news there. I think this is a good start for the NHL. And again, that whole thing with the database, I mean, like, they're just figuring that out now. It just kind of crazy to me. But that's how the NHL works, right? Also, some other NHL news that we got is the date coming up for the Draft Lottery. So that's pretty exciting. The Draft Lottery reportedly set for May 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern. So the NHL Draft Lottery is set for May 16th at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN prior to the night's 2 playoff games, according to Sports Media Watch. So that's what we're looking at there. So that's going to start ramping up as we get closer to the NHL draft this summer in Montreal. As long as it stays in Montreal, which at this point it kind of looks like it's kind of set in stone that it will be. So there's good news there. So again, some good all-around stories for the NHL. But stay tuned later this week because I have a video that is going to be kind of interesting in terms of where the league is going, in terms of some recent events that have been happening in games. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting that for you guys. But guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.